Hi Leo, welcome to Free Your Spirit Healing. This is going to be messages for you, for your highest good for the month of March 2026. Out goes the pussycat. So maybe you're planning to get out more in March, which is interesting. As I was meditating for you, I heard the sound of like a lion yawning, like whoa. So I feel like you might be coming out of some kind of hibernation and heating things up, getting ready to go, getting ready for yeah, more encounters, getting ready for more encounters. Things are getting hot. What are you up to, Leo? Oh. Ooh, that's a rather lot of cards. Let's try that. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords. So there's something being offered to you that you're having a really good look at, or you're also getting information about and having conversations and considering things and looking at what you bring to the table, looking at your value, how you want to present yourself. And you are presenting yourself in your highest light. And there is the devil. Huh. I feel like something about deception. Ooh. Imposter syndrome, possibly. If you're presenting yourself, but you still, your heart or your mind is playing tricks on you. It could possibly be old insecurities coming back up to the surface, or something that feels restrictive in that you don't want to go back to the same dynamic as you have done in the past. And it may be that the offer is from a business or a corporation, or something that could, like when you think about it, it could feel trapping. But also you recognize your skill set and what you have to offer. And you feel like there's something to defend yourself against. Or it could be someone. It could be someone. It could also be that the devil is representing the devil that's stopping you from, is like, better the devil you do, better the devil you don't. So something about it stopping you from your habits or your self-restrictive habits, something going on in your head and in your past experiences that have made you feel insecure in a certain element of what's going on. Let me try and get some clarity on that. Someone's hands are tied with what's being offered. Maybe what's being offered is not what you thought it was, or the way it's presented, it leaves you feeling like your hands are tied. Ooh, well, it came out of nowhere. So you may need to speak up and have more conversations in order to clear whatever it is that's blocking or that's stopping. Ooh. And it's something about the offer, that whatever's stopping it makes it, ends it, or stops it in its tracks and ends it before it's begun almost, or some other form of travel. Something happens, something shocking happens that that leaves you assessing down to the ground with what you can invest in, or what you can't invest in, or what you've got to invest in, with what you've got to invest in. Whether you have the finances or the collateral or not, but it's whether you want to or whether you can. Use highest good. Because there's something about the offer or the situation that didn't have a solid foundation in the first place. And although you are looking at the long-term implications of the payoff or the value of something, you are approaching it long-term and stable. There's either a third-party interference, or if it's romantic, or there's just something heartbreaking. Something's happened. Someone's heart is broken, and that might be what's restricting you. And there you are, Leo. So something has gone awry or come down or been changed up and come to an end of some sort. For some of you it's travel plans have come to an end, or a flight cancelled, or something cancelled due to things falling apart or coming to a close or stopping. Which, as you're looking at the big picture of what you're able to do or what you're not able to do in concern with the offer, Three of Swords. There's something heartbreaking about it. I'm so sorry, Leo. I don't choose the cards. They just come out. And this is the general energy that's happening in March. So I guess it's better that you're forewarned, isn't it? I feel like there's something that it could be that you are the glue that holds something together in terms of an offer, and there may be three people involved. It could be that simple, but usually Three of Swords is something disappointing, and it may be that the Three of Swords here is breaking through the Eight of Swords, so it's breaking through the disappointments to find the joy and the light and the sunshine, and in being yourself, in being vulnerable. Tell me about this situation for you. And I've been shuffling a long time and nothing's come. We have some information for Leo, please, for their highest good. What is this heartbreak? Oh, okay. So the disappointment transpire. Brings you back to yourself somehow, or it brings you back to a decision about travel. Oh, so maybe it is to do with travel for quite a lot of you. But also in that decision of, or that will, the will to travel, the decision-making process has got a lot to do with how you handle your money or finances, or even how you handle your conversations, how you communicate. And unless this could be applied to the other person, so, but I feel that if it is you or the other person, they are committed, or there's something about commitment here with the Chariot and the Hierophant, but it's kind of under wraps or not spoken of. And also that's connected to whatever's troubling you, my dear. The insecurities that hold you back from speaking your mind. Wow, okay, speaking your mind. That feels like a strong message for someone. Whoever it is, be it you or they, in it for the long term, that you're looking at the long-term trajectory of what can work out. And you're looking at an offer that's of a romantic nature, that's to do with long-term family life stability. So this is all tied up with your best case scenario for family life, or for your love life. Knowing that you deserve love all the while. You could also be considering how that you and the person you're dealing with have very different backgrounds, possibly different religions or just lifestyles or something. I do feel that you have a strong commitment, whether it's to them or yourself, but it's very private, as you keep it to yourself. You don't talk about it. But also it's something that keeps you stabilized or grounded. It's something that keeps you grounded. Oh, maybe it's to do with a choice between someone or something and family. So maybe that's why it's challenging for you to just decide between the two, because you want both. And so maybe you're seeing what's possible. The new offer points towards taking action on plans for travel and talking things through, or being patient and hearing what someone has to say, the truth of what their commitment is, how they present, how they do things. Ooh. And collaborating with them, negotiating, in the practical sense of the matter as well. Negotiating, something to do with, it could be a work contract or just value, or for some of you it's just how you both value each other may show up differently, and that might be part of your differences, is how that happens. And I just saw like a car reversing, and the back headlights were red, so it's almost like someone wants to go back over something, undo something that's been said. So So they want to change the trajectory. And the undoing, I feel like that's part of why the Tower's here. Undoing how something had transpired that caused some kind of insecurity. So maybe that's what your whole read is about. It's like the undoing in order to present and move forwards in a better light and a happier light. Ooh, that's nice. And yeah, in talking and collaborating in the clarity of the truth that's being presented in a new way by one or both of you, it feels like with a Magician here, you can cover all the bases and create what you want to into existence, and also then take the time to process these new versions of what you want moving forwards, be that together and individually. So that's nice, Leo. I intend it all works out for you, darling. Starseed card. You Messenger, Sirius energy, bring harmony and balance. So yeah, as long as you're being truthful and your usual playful, joyful, loving, kind self, then the messages will come and the messages will get across. I feel like you are a messenger in some ways. You interpret what's been going on for you, and you have a way of finding the words to communicate what's happened with different people in different ways. So how you explain something to one person might not be how you explain it to another person, because you have a great awareness of how people receive things. So you know how to speak different languages even though it's the same language. If that makes sense. That's what I'm getting from that. So yeah, you're bringing the joyful, playful, honey instead of vinegar approach to your situation. And let's see what animal card is going to grace your March. Ooh, that was quick. Octopus. That ties in with what I just said about how you can shape shift. You can shift gears to accommodate how other people receive information. So how you explain something to a child might be different than how you explain something to an adult. So you might be putting it, or even someone's capacity to comprehend something. You may have someone in the same field as you who you can explain stuff in great detail and use crazy big or interesting words. But then if you were explaining something to someone who was new to your craft or your field, you would use layman's terms or very simplified. So as the messenger, I feel that you are aware of how you can use your knowledge to articulate perfectly at the right time to the right people. So, and I feel that's what you're embodying with Octopus, and using all your different tentacles in all different directions, shape-shifting, colour changing. Colour may also be something that you're using to your advantage in March, colour therapy, so being aware of what colours you wear, whether you want to be like disappearing into the background and wearing black, or whether you want to be like wearing rainbows and putting yourself out there, and or you know, healing colours like pastel colours or greens or strong colours, or yeah. So be aware of what you can use to enhance your brightness and your personality, and for healing purposes, because colours, oh yeah, colour therapy, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So you can use colours to your advantage as well. You know, you can get happy by wearing yellow, get in your happy place, or wear gold. Wearing gold jewelry is actually really beneficial, very healing for the body as well. Let's see what heart card comes out for you. That one. Ooh, talking of rainbows. New vitality. Yeah, I feel like you are upgrading yourself. You're transforming again, Leo. And you're upgrading yourself into Technicolor from black and white. That's nice. Life is not black and white, it's Technicolor. And this is number 1, so this is like brand new, fresh out the box, new beginning, fool's journey. You've got it going on. You're transforming again, Leo. So have a wonderful March, and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next month.